Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil and we're here with Farmer Liv, Bertie and Ellie, and as you can hear the calves in the background roaring, just waiting to get meal. But as the title of the video says, or we'll say in some degree, another year, another problem. And before we get into actually doing what we have to do and dosing calves and all that, I just want to go through what the problem has been this time, because it was really unforeseen, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And this year, while rearing the calves, or since this time last year really, we started working with a new vet, and this year we worked with the vet and we done our animal health program, we done everything, and we were flying it up until about what, 4 weeks ago?
3 weeks ago.
4 weeks ago we were flying it. You know, we were just getting ready to do maybe a calf watch video after doing the crop watch, and we're going to show you how everything was going and that. But things took a turn for the worst, as seems to always be the case. Every year there seems to be another problem that we haven't encountered. And the reason we're making this video, even though I know some people wouldn't make videos of just how bad when things go wrong, the whole behind making this video is that ye watching may avoid making the same mistake we did. That's why we make these videos on the cattle, and why we explain when things go wrong, why they went wrong. So it might save someone else that hardship later down the line. That's my theory on it anyways, because it is nothing but hardship. So the problem that we've encountered this year, similar to last year with worms, this year
different kind of worm,
or different problem.
Yeah.
But this year we dosed with a product when the calves were out. We dosed them in June. We dosed them in June with a product that is supposed to last for 12 weeks or
summer.
For basically the whole summer. It was basically going to last us from June till we housed them in October, and we dosed them again at housing, and that was the coverage we were looking at. All was grand. It was expensive because it covers them for so long. We done them, everything was grand. We took dung samples 2 weeks after we done them,
3 weeks after.
3 weeks after we done them, to make sure it had worked, because there was this thing just in case we had resistance or what went wrong. We dung samples, come back grand. About 3 weeks ago we started getting calves starting to get sick, and we've been running pretty good up until this point, and it was calves that had been sick in the shed. So we didn't think much of it, because that can often happen, especially with the way the weather's gone. We didn't think much of it because when you get hit a spell of changeable weather, or very wet weather or cold weather, the calves that give trouble in the shed tend to give that trouble again. So we didn't think much of it. But in the last week, 2 weeks, we started noticing calves that hadn't been sick getting sick, and that kind of set off alarm bells. So then we got our vet. We got our vet to come out. We've been losing a couple every week now for these couple of weeks. Not just ideal, but like, we didn't think too much of it because it was them sick calves, but now it was the good calves that were starting to get sick. We got the vet out. We done an autopsy on one calf, and there was some lungworm, but not, he said, nothing major. He couldn't actually identify why the calf died. There was nothing jumping out at him. A Belgian blue, and that's on another story for another video, them bloody blues. We had 2 fresh calves that were after passing, so he said, right, just go straight to the lab in Athlone and we see exactly what the problem is, to nail it on the head. You can't solve a problem if you don't know what the problem is. So we sent them off anyways, and a couple of hours later, sure enough, we got back, they died of lungworm, and they were very bad with lungworm. So then this all transpired. Our product that we used didn't work. Now, we always mention what products we use in the videos, because look, it's what we do. We don't get paid for it. We don't get sponsored for using products, not that I'm aware of. We haven't yet anyways, and I probably won't, because of something like this happening. Based on the cattle being so bad with lungworm that the product only lasted about seven weeks.
And it is a bad year for lungworm. And
so our vet went back to their rep and was like, we have an issue here and blah de blah de blah, and it was he was chalking up to a bad year. They were seeing some resistance from the vaccine or the dose, and one of the other things they were saying, because we grazed our bulls during the end of June, we grazed some of our calf paddocks with the bulls because we had heavy cover, and we grazed that down because the calves won't graze down a heavy cover that well, so we used the bulls to graze down heavy covers, and the calves went on them in 2 weeks after, and we were told that was also an issue, and just an answer for everything. But in the heel of the hunt, it's just turned out that, again, like last year, we have a worm problem. This time because a dose that we thought was going to work, and I know I said in the video where we were going to dose them, or did dose them, that we were using this product, and you know, it sounded like the bee's knees, but it just, and I know farmers have used the product and got on the finest. So
but there's so many different variables.
There's so many different variables, but it really caught us with her trousers down. Even the vet, our vet is incredibly annoyed.
No one thought of it.
Yeah, like when the first calves were getting sick, it was just the weather, and it was like that's kind of what you'd expect ish. But when the good calves, that's when the alarm bells really went off, and that's when we went investigating. But as the vet says, there was nothing more we could have done, even if we had done samples at the time. They only test for stomach worms, intestinal worms, and not lungworm, because it's a more they have to send it off to a lab. So they're always presume if there's gut worms, there's lungworm. But there could have been a case that it was killing the gut worms and not killing the lungworms, or the lungworms would have a resistance. There's a lot of variables, but the heel of the hunt is our calves are very bad with lungworms. The batch of calves that we have to do first are probably the worst batch we have.
Probably.
We have calves that are looking mighty. Yeah, that's the heel of the hunt. Another year, another problem we didn't foresee, and now we know for next year, don't use the product and just go back to a different program of dosing the calves. The big thing with dairy calves is to have very, very little resistance to worms, either gut worms or lungworms, and lungworms cause pneumonia and cause them to die. So we're going in with a white drench. A white drench, and we have to mind them. The vet says check them every. Well, we might say that later.
Yeah.
We'll say that later. Anyway, it's time to go get them in, and we get dosing them, because we have to get around 4 batches of calves. We have 4 batches this year. We're starting with these ones because it's raining. There's the indoor crush on this farm, so we get them in, we get them dosed, and then we give them their meal when we're finished.
Come on, that's it. Come on.
Hey.
Come on!
Nelly!
Nelly! Nelly! Here! Come on! Good boys and girls! Come on! Have it!
So, we're here just getting organised. So, another thing, don't forget, all our cattle videos are sponsored by Herdwatch. Herdwatch for all your recording needs on the farm. So, Liv is just loading up everything here, putting this in, record all the cattle we dose, and then we will have it. And that's how we knew when we had our first calves were getting sick, we knew they'd been sick before, because Liv pulls out the phone, you select the calf, and then you can go to history of the calf, and you can see then when we injected him with an antibiotic, or anything, all his history, literally everything, from when he was moved to weights to everything comes up on his history page, and we could see there, oh, he was sick in May, or he was sick in June. And that's how we knew they were the sick calves that were getting sick again. If you want to check out Herdwatch, the links in the description down below. They sponsor all our cattle videos, so big thanks to Herdwatch. So we are going with Leviside drench. So drenches, we give it to them down the neck, roughly 10 mil per animal. So this is what her vet, 10 mil per 100 kilos. So we're estimating we're around that mark, around the 100. Maybe some of the Charlies and Herefords and some of the Frisians are over. The Blues definitely aren't. Oh man. We'll save that for the video when they go in. So our vet recommended using this when something like this happens, where you have a very high worm burden, is to pick a product that is right for the job. Because if you go with a product that is very hard or very intense, it can do more harm than good. So our vet recommended this, and what I will say, if you are having issues of your own, consult your own vet first about what product is best for your own case. Don't just do it because we're doing it. The drench works, whatever's there on the day is got. So tomorrow they'll be back picking up, well, maybe not tomorrow, but within a week they'll be back gathering worms again. But this will give us kind of the slowest kill, or there's different ways doses work. Some paralyze the worms and then they can kind of cough them up and get rid of them. Some kill the worms, kill the eggs, kill the larvae, kill everything in front of them. And a dose like that, with such a high worm burden, can overload a calf's ability to get rid of it and cause them to literally cause more hassle. That's why we have to check the calves twice a day now after this, just in case. Any of the ones that are extremely under pressure with a worm burden could start to struggle with all the dead worms filling their lungs. Always consult your own vet on what product is best to use, but this is just the one we're using today, and we have to go back to them in
4 weeks.
Whatever the vet says anyways, and see what product he says then to go with to get another. Open it up full, it'll speed it up. We get dosing now, but yeah. So while you're doing this,
I'll do this and you just...
So you stand in front of me. I'm on the position of holding their mouths and Liv is doing the dosing. Get stuck into it. And that is the calves done. Fair bit of coughing now, we have them done. But these are going to after grass now, as that's what the vet said would be best for them, bring them to after grass. So they all got their 10 mil, or thereabouts. We give some of the bigger guys more. You can see there's some lovely Charlie calves out here. So we have Charlie there, we have a big Charlie there. Some lovely Friesians too. And the Herefords, now the Herefords, I'm actually surprised. I don't think we've ever had Herefords as good. I really know them there now, but there's some lovely Herefords there. Great bit of size in them, like keeping up with the Charlies. We get these on out to the after grass now, and we'll move on to the next batch. Whether we get food in between now and the next batch, I don't know. Just think off to a great start. We gun broke twice. Had to go back to the yard again. Our gun broke, so I think we're going to buy a new gun, and we'll have to deliver food to the rest of them, as the 3 of them are away at Slurry at the minute. Anyways, we'll get these moved out.
Come on.
So, just walking up the last calf. A good Hereford bull calf. This year, the Herefords, particularly on one farm, they're really good calves. Normally Herefords would be over hectic for us, and Angus too, but this year, I don't know what bull he used, but the damn good bull anyways. We're out here onto the after grass where we bale silage, do them a couple of days, and then move them onto fresh pastures. Yeah, up they go. So we're out with the next batch now. Liv is just piping them there, you can see. So me and Ellie are going to just drive up as far as the crush, get it set up to get these cattle in. Luckily now, of the 4 batches, 3 of them are beside crushes, 1 batch isn't. So fingers crossed it's actually not too difficult to get them all in. We did break our gun when we finished up on the last one, so we went off and we bought another gun, and we bought another small bit of levicide as we spilled a bit after we broke the last gun, so we just wanted to make sure we had enough. So Liv's going to call them over. We get set up here, we get these guys. So we're loaded up here. Well, I say loaded, we've all in here. So they're actually not looking too bad, better than the other bunch. There's some great size cattle here, so there is. To be honest, as much as we started off like, you know, things went wrong for us, apart from the fact that things went wrong, everything was going quite well. Like, you can see some of the size, like there's good size there in them cattle. This chute here, we literally, I can't even remember the last time we used it. We rarely ever use it, but so we had to go strimming and that, but yeah, so it's time to get these lads loaded up, get them done. Mostly Friesians out here, there's nothing else really, is there? Few Herefords, few Angus, might be 1 or 2 blues, but the rest is all Friesian Jersey, and an older heifer there too, stuck in the middle of them. But yeah, no, a bit of size in these guys. But anyways, we get these done, let them back out. Where are we going to move them after this? Onto the next paddock.
This big one.
Onto the big one. Right. Anyways, we'll get these lads done. And that is everybody dosed. And as you may have noticed, we didn't use the new gun we bought because the gun broke before we even started. These 2 batches we've done so far are the ones that were giving us the most trouble, and the 2 that we sent to the lab were from the first batch we done. So we also have taken dung samples from all the batches to be sent off to be analysed and see what that comes back as. But we're working on the assumption, because one batch was bad with it, this batch was giving us trouble, which is pneumonia. It's likely to be the same thing, that we're working on the assumption that it's a problem with all of them, and we're doing them all to make sure, because every day counts at the minute. High worm burden. Go home now, and our best batch of calves is up next. They're fantastic calves, so we'll go get them rounded up and into the yard, and then we'll have to figure out how we're going to get the last batch rounded. That could be fun. On to the next ones. And here we are with the cattle in. So these are the ones we had on the lawn. This is the batch at home. Next easiest and probably best, and you'll be able to tell some of our 100% Holsteins here. This beauty of a bull, 100% Holstein bull, is smashing Jack. There's a comrade of his in front of him, and then the guy in front of that then is a springborn calf who's doing really well, and a blue and inside. Same age, them 2. That's a blue, and that 2784, probably a Frisian cross or Jersey cross. You tell me, what are we doing wrong? Anyways, Holsteins, love them. Great big size to them, and that is what you're after. Another one, lovely big size on them. So these are probably our best batch of calves. There's quite a few blues in here. There's a mix between big cattle and small cattle, and it never helps that we have most of our Holsteins are in this batch, and they are considerably bigger than the others. Now, our Holsteins, some of them are autumn born, some of them are January, December. They're born, when was it?
I can't remember, come on.
No, I was saying while I was getting organised, our Holsteins are all autumn born calves, October, November, December, January, February, whenever they come in with others. But their size in them is what's the winner. They're plain cattle. Now I'm not going to tell you any different, they're only plain cattle, but size is what matters. So one thing that is, and anyone will probably tell you this at the calf game, autumn born calves by far are the best calves you can rear. They just seem to be healthier, thrive better, go ahead better. If you want to rear a few calves, or you're thinking of doing it, and you have the shed space, because autumn, it is a winter thing, like it's autumn born calves, winter, basically before December and before, they are by far the best calves you can rear, because they just, for whatever reason, they do so much better. We're going to get these lads dosed. Small bit off with these guys, not much, but all in all, this batch of calves is doing quite good. But the Holsteins, yeah, I love myself a good Holstein bull. Come on, out you go. So we're down to the last shootful now. Graham been at it at the yard because the shoe is so big, it just does not take long to get them done. So yeah, getting there. Also, just to show how wet it's been all summer, this puddle here, which we're waiting on cousin to come to redo that yard there, so from there back up to there, put new concrete down, get rid of that. But there's algae in there that's been there since July. That puddle has not dried out since July. We get this job finished up, and then we'll go do 6 on the lawn that have been separated, because they're kind of the sickly ones, the weak ones, and then we have the next batch to do the other side of the river. And how we get them done, we haven't decided yet, have we?
I have.
Oh, why were we doing it then?
She's a while.
You want to bring them across the river? Oh god, this could be a long day yet. So, just walking them back out. Don't! You little frig. Nelly, stop Nelly, stop Nelly. Come on lads, out you go. So they're going out on the lawn, just out through the other side of the shed. This side is all nettles and stuff, but the far side of the brown is much nicer, much nicer. But yeah, it's a bit of a tight squeeze to get them out. So we're just on the lawn beside the house. So we'll have a few calves this side. This side is where we boys put our sickest calves, so that we see them every day. Literally any time of the day you're walking in and out, you're looking at them. So here's the ones we have. Often seen us with a good few more. They're not too bad. If you may remember, that guy there, the real Jersey looking guy, that's Twix, and he's an Aubrac, isn't he?
He's a limousine.
Limousine? Is he a limousine? That's Twix, as we like to call him. You may remember from when we moved the calves down onto the multi-species sward, the little guy in the jacket. That's him. He's still hanging in there.
Orange jacket.
In the orange jacket. So we brought him back up here so he got more grass and more meal, and then we took the jacket off him. The other guys were just after dusting or the other side of the avenue there. They were grazing off that paddock field, and then they're moving on down the bottom.
8 mil.
Yeah.
Less.
Yeah, around 6 to 8 mil, I'd say. So we are heading for the final batch. Just the other side there, there's our multi-species sward or red shank. And we're just going to call it the red shank. So it's near enough all that's in it. So we have to get them from gap there, across here to the bridge down there, across the river into the well and up into the yard and around. There's 17 of them broke out here. They actually seem to quite like eating the multi-species. They keep breaking out, though as you can tell, still a lot of red shank. Only this time it's all short, and at least when it's short, it allows our multi-species sward to grow up through it. It doesn't get smothered out as much. It's not too bad. It's common, your clover, your plantain, chicory somewhere there. I couldn't tell you what chicory looks like. And lots and lots and lots and lots of red shank, which could be.
I think.
Try and get these calves down. So this is what we were afraid of. We get them out here and that like lush leafy bit of grass would be more enticing than Liv's calling them. We'll have Nelly, the cattle dog. Nelly, round. So she doesn't have many commands, and she doesn't know when to stop, but you say round Nelly, round, come on, round Nelly, good girl, and she'll get round them. But sometimes she works and sometimes she doesn't work. She's grand in the field, but in the yard she's a nightmare. Yeah, we'll try and round them all up. Round Nelly, round. Try and round them all up and head them for that direction, which isn't going so well. So we are getting to the cornering point, and you'll see the bull down there just at the bridge. He's called Phoenix because he's the one miracle we had this year. That bull, he was with the other batch of bulls, and something happened. He herds back. We don't rightly know. With the vet out, vet says we gave him a course of anti-inflammatory and biotics and stuff, and it was a case of he'd get up or he wouldn't, and that was going to be it. But he lay for how long? About 3 weeks. He was on the ground. He wouldn't move. Yeah, he was shuffling around to get a bit of grass. We were giving him hay, we were giving him meal, we were giving him water. You know, we were doing what we could. It's too early for me to get this, Liv, I think.
Well, I'm going to go this way before we start.
And anyways, he got up after 3 weeks lying. Dispatch Nelly. You let me control Nelly. After about 3 weeks of lying, these batch of calves went down as far as them, and he got up, which was unreal. It's the one miracle we had this year. We're hoping he'll across the bridge. Actually, all the calves will across the bridge, but we just need a couple to go across, and the rest of them will go across. Even if the goats went across, it might be enough to get them all across. We get them across. If Nelly barks too much at all now, it'll send them flying. So this is where she really needs to settle. Nelly, good girl. Stay, sit, stop, doesn't matter. Good girl is what makes her stop. So anyways, let's see how this goes. Fingers crossed. Bertie is just watching. You can't even see him there. He's just, Liv will zoom in on him there. He's just hiding. Put the camera down. We try and get these lads across. We're just crossing the bridge now, but we have Pipsqueak. Liv loves coming up with names for calves. See, the problem is they're skittish. There's timber. That's what's down on top of the bridge, but the timber makes noise. It leaves them skittish. Well, I'll get concrete on it next year, just to take that noise off it. We're winning. Now we're on the well, so we have to get these in off the well now. We have bulls out where the combine header is, and we don't want the bulls to realise the calves are here, otherwise the bulls could break in with them. So the batch is in the yard now. You'll see we have 2 bulls here. There's been 3 bulls running with them this last while. Again, whenever you get calves with a paddock apart between a batch of bulls and calves, it can be hard to keep them apart. Want to relive their youth. So this is a mixed batch. So we have a bit of everything here. There's some Charlies, there's some blues. Probably our best blue is in this batch. Round them up, get them dosed. We're not doing too bad now to be this far on. Look at these as dosed. So I just wanted to show you another one of Liv's favourite calves. This calf here is called Flower because she has a flower on her side. If I can show you, I probably won't be able to. So she's like a flower pattern on her side there. So she's a free martin. So what free martin means is she was twin to a bull. The vast majority of times a female calf that was a twin with a bull calf is usually infertile. So we take free martins. We might take maybe 4 or 5 every year. They come with the load of calves. She was a nightmare of a calf to rear. Oh man, she was a nightmare to get to feed for a good while. And it was one of these calves you're like, oh god. And the next thing, whatever happened, it was like a light switch went off and our light bulb went off and she was on the feeder and she never looked back. Anyways, the boss is telling me I'm in the way. And that is the last batch of calves dosed. So it's starting to get dark. By the time we get a fence sorted and get them out, it's going to be dark, so there's no point finishing the video in the dark. So that's our batch. Excuse the water, as I said, waiting on the cousin. Probably our best Belgian blues are in that batch. Yeah, that's the calves dosed. It would have been nice to have been making this video about the calves and calf watch and how great the calves have gone this year. Now our calves are probably, they look bigger. Gotta love a GoPro battery that says 58% but dies of low battery. Blows my mind every time. But as I was trying to say, it would have been nice to make this video about how great the calves are doing. But as it stands, I'd say the calves are up on last year. They're looking, overall they look bigger, a bit more frame to them, a bit more size, which is what we'd be hoping for. It's just a pity that this had to happen. I was just unforeseen, and like we worked with the vet, and no fault of the vet or anyone really. Like, look, it's just one of them things. Needless to say, we won't be using the product next year. But whatever it is, whether it's we've resistant worms to it or whether it's just a whatever, look, whatever it is, all ifs, ands and buts in the world changes nothing. You just have to keep a tight eye on them now for the next 3 or 4 days just to make sure any of the ones that are real bad don't get succumb to the pressure of trying to get rid of these worms. But it's a learning curve, and the reason we make these calf videos, even though I think most of them are pretty what's gone wrong this time kind of a thing, is so that someone who's watching learns from our mistakes or what went wrong on us, so that you might avoid making the same mistake, because it's not easy. It takes an awful mental toll when things go wrong with livestock. We're going to leave it at that for today's video. It turned out to be a lovely evening, a lovely sunset, so we'll try and cheer up the thing a little bit somehow. But yeah, no, the calves are looking better than what I thought, but sure, look, when they come in to be in October to be weighed, we'll do another video and we'll see how they've fared out for the summer, see what our weights are, see what our averages are, and see how they compared to last year. Are we up on last year? And see what we've done differently this year to last year. Anyways, we're going to leave it at that for today's video. As always, please
like
and
subscribe.
It's like pulling hen's teeth here. To
the channel.
Videos every Tuesday, Thursday
and Sunday.
Oh, she gets it right this time. That is it from us. Good luck.